Well, welcome back everyone. Today I bring you another match with 5th Panzer, cause I can't be bothered to play anything else, lol. And it kind of works out well for me. And I also at the moment don't really have the time to learn any other division, unfortunately. That's also why I haven't been uploading in the last few days, cause I only played a few games and they mostly were kind of boring. But this one was okay, so I thought I might upload it. As you can see, it's against the 35th Air Assault Division or Brigade, yeah, Brigade. So the Soviet VDV, meaning that we will face a lot of forward deploy stuff. In fact, I think almost everything they have is forward deploy. And obviously helicopters and air. So I deploy my usual 4 Fliegerfausts and also 2 Gepards this time, because on this map, in this version of it, because there's a new dual version, I think it's called, if you take this or this zone, you get access to the spawn point here, or obviously here. So if he attacks with helicopters into the zone and takes it, he can reinforce from here, and then it becomes extremely hard to push him out again. Thus I go with a fairly defensive deployment in this zone, and only one command for this zone, because I kind of need the points, because my AA deployment is fairly heavy, and I still need stuff on the ground, because I don't know whether he will actually use his helicopters. That's always kind of the problem with forward deployment and forward deployed helicopters as well. You would never really know whether they will actually use it or not, and if you go full on AA, you just get overrun on the ground. So that's kind of a problem. I go with 3 Fernspeer. Here again, as I said, fairly defensive deployment. The one in the middle is like, yeah, it's okay. I will push it then forward later. The idea is that I don't want to drive it forward in the vehicle, because the vehicle gets spotted fairly easily. Can look at it. Yeah, the stealth is way worse, obviously, than the stealth of the infantry. And then one in the town. Because this is the other attack vector that he has, obviously just bum rushing this city in the beginning. And I want to have stuff there to stop him, because otherwise, if I lose like those, like my 2 points in the beginning, or one of the 2 points in the beginning, as I said, it will be super hard to get back into it. Deploy some infantry as well, Jäger and Pioneer Flamme, so that I can hold him off if he deploys into the city, or rather fight back. One recoilless gun to shoot down this road here. Technically, I guess you can also deploy a Milan team in here, but the problem with the Milan team is that he can just march infantry onto it and kill it, while the M40 still can shoot and tanks and damage them, and light vehicles are super susceptible to them anyways. So I quite like putting it here. And because of the range also is fairly good for it. It's a bit short, but it's okay-ish. Like I have to do some, I need to leave some weaknesses in my line to have enough points for the AA. Another game already starts because my enemy didn't wait for me to deploy, which is super fun. This is why I basically instantly bring in a Roland 3. Yeah, there it spawns in. Because most of the time, if your enemy starts early, it's a helicopter rush, or some sort of rush at least. And so, well, as I said, airborne division, a lot of helicopters, so I assume a helicopter rush, so I just instantly deploy a Roland. We will see whether this was the right call or not. Another Leopard for the left side, just so if he tries to rush it with normal infantry, I have something to snipe it off. I also have Milan 2 team here, but I mean, if he rushes down with several vehicles, then one Milan 2 will just not be enough. And one Jäger is also heading up there with one Aufklärer. to get control over this road, because this road can also be used to rush down to this sector. But we haven't seen any helicopters yet, and I also did the smart thing and zoomed into his deployment sector, and I didn't hear any helicopters, which I was on one hand kind of happy about, because helicopter rushes just suck ass, but on the other hand I was also kind of sad, because now I have a lot of AA, and especially also the Roland 3, and it's just wasted points. But for whatever reason, he also didn't rush into this city. He also didn't rush here, so he went with a very defensive deployment, which is weird, because he's playing against an armored division. I have the advantage the longer the game goes, so the game plan for him is kind of to get an early advantage here. By the way, see what I said about the M40 being good against light vehicles. It shreks the BMP-1 here, the recon variant. And yeah, so the beginning was actually super calm, weirdly enough. I'm getting a command for this sector, because it's kind of bad that I'm on a +2. And I want that to end as early as possible, and as he's not pushing, I have the points available. But obviously I still need to get some infantry in, because if he didn't push early on, the chances are high that he's amassing for a push somewhere. I'm also pushing up on the left side here, because I'm afraid that he might want to push through here, and if I pull my recon up to here, then I can spot him earlier and have my Jäger in the back, so I can maybe have some ambush here. The Aufklärer, again, still having the Panzerfaust, so there also can be used for some ambushes. Getting him some infantry to either counter his push or start my own, depending on how the situation will develop. I'm also pulling up the Roland 3, because I'm getting an Apache. And having helicopters is a good thing, but you need AA, because most likely your enemy will bring some planes to counter them. Here I almost managed to snipe one of his Spetsnaz with the Fuchs, with the Milan on top of it. Sadly enough, he noticed and got out in time. That was a bummer. I'm also getting some long-range units in here, like the M40, and I will also get another M40 and a Milan into the city. Because as he has not pushed, I need some more long-range units and not long-range. Long-range and not close-range, this way around. But as I have seen Spetsnaz coming into here, and I see even more units coming down the road, I can assume that he wants to push through the forest here and flank me, which is a good move, but well, his problem is that I can see that. So I know that he's coming, that's why I shifted the Pioneer over here and the Jäger as well, and bought the Apache because I thought that I might use it to completely shrek him in the forest. On the left side, still nothing going on. I'm buying a Leopard 2, 2 M48s, and 2 more Marders with infantry in them. It's the normal version, if I remember. Yeah, it's a normal version with the Panzerfaust. So I'm amassing quite a bit of infantry here. The Apache unfortunately gets hit by an Igla. That was unfortunate, so I instantly retreated, because I don't want it to die this early on. Oh, he gets the recon helicopter. That's sad. But at this point, honestly, I already know that his units have to be here, so that's not a big of a deal. I'm getting some supplies. They will need quite a long time to get here, so for the moment I'm kind of defenseless, because I know that he has a lot of infantry squads here, and especially the Spetsnaz is super strong, and I have a Jäger and a Pioneer Flamme. As I mentioned in one of my other videos, the Pioneer Flamme has like the worst of those napalm throwers. And the Jäger is a big squad, obviously, but it doesn't have any specific close quarters traits. So yeah, they can hold the line for some time, but I need something to actually kill him. Here the BMDs try to move up, so I know for sure that his infantry is here. There's no doubt about it. For the time, I'm starting my counter-offensive here, because that's always a good thing. If you see your enemy pushing somewhere, try pushing them somewhere else. Because first of all, they likely don't have that much stuff on the other side if they have invested a lot on one side, and also it pulls away their micro. So I'm trying to get control of this tree line to then go into this tree line and then move up those units into this tree line and the buildings here. So slowly working my way forward, also buying AA here to support the push, especially because I have a heavy tank there now, the Leopard 2. So this is also a prime target for helicopters or planes. And you see I bought a Tornado now, because I thought to myself, well, if he has a lot of infantry here, chances are they're quite bunched up, and this is the perfect use case for the NW1. Now they're not as clumped up as I would have wished, but still two Spetsnaz right next to each other. Good enough. I call in the Tornado, and let's see whether the strike will be good enough or not. Okay, so you heard one of the Spetsnaz die. In fact, I'm pretty sure both of them died, so very good strike. It's not like point-wise, I think it's still, well, I'm very sure that it hasn't paid itself off yet, but killing two Spetsnaz is very good because he only has a limited amount of them and they are monsters. So killing off two of them, very good. You see also reinforcements to the city arrive. Yeah, unfortunately that M40 was a bit too late, so one of his infantry squads already got in. But I have a Jäger here, I have my AA to kill off his helicopters. Unfortunately the Roland misses, because of course it does. That was sad. Fliegerfaust missing, I mean that's kind of to be expected. One Fliegerfaust also dying here, sadly, so the MI8 got a lot of time to get damage onto me. And the Roland here somehow loses sight, even though it had sight of it like a few seconds ago. Yeah, that was a bit dumb. But he gets it. Nice one. Sadly enough though, his Desantniki have enough range to kill it off. I go for an MW1 run there. I'm not quite sure if I even get something with it. It also gets hit by two Iglas, so that was unlucky. But survives, so I guess good enough. Apache doing quite some work here with killing off his infantry out of rockets, but 30mm is still very, very good. I get shot by the AA, so I pull it out of there, and unfortunately the second burst of the 30mm completely missed the BMP-1 somehow. So yeah, that was sad. So the BMP-1 here survived. Let's see if it can get the BMD-2. I'm not even sure. Nah. Whatever, I have killed a lot of stuff here in the forest, stabilized the situation in the city more or less. Yeah, I get the BMD-2. And as you can see, the push on the left is going quite well. So my gamble of he can't have much here paid off, at least for the moment, because he still might have a shit ton of stuff in the city itself. MiG-29 coming in to strafe the Apache. I instantly told it to land, but it was a bit too late, so he got one strafe off. But I landed in time for him to not get a second strafe, and he retreats anyway. Which is a curious choice, because like I have a Fliegerfaust and a Gepard here, so it's not that much AA actually. But he gets a second MiG-29, though he can't do anything because my Apache landed. So that was a good thing. MiG-29 gets forced off, so I can send the helicopter back, because I'm a bit afraid that he might just march infantry here and kill it while it's on the ground, or even use his BMP-1. They're perfectly capable of killing off an Apache while it's landed. So, whew, that was a close one, but managed to do it. Yeah, but the problem is, as you can see, he got some command into the zone, and I kind of don't have any infantry left. So, oops. Luckily, the reinforcements are already here. 2 new Jägers and Pioneer Flamme and Grenadier. And as you can see, the offensive on the left is going actually quite well. Those Grenadiers still need to move up even further. The M48s are doing some support. One got killed, but I mean, honestly, an M48 dying is really not that much of an issue. They cost like 55 points and I have 12 of them, so that's really whatever. You can see but how much of a powerful combination that is. You have 2 Marder's, 2 infantry and 2 M48s. I hadn't even moved up my Leopards yet, because I was unsure about his anti-tank defenses here. And I still managed to push his units out here. The problem is that my command is still only moving up here. So for the moment I'm still on, or he's still on a +2 tick and I'm on the back foot. But fortunately enough, I saw that his command went into here, and it's also kind of the only logical position for his command to be in this situation. So I can use that to either buy artillery or a bomber and bomb his command out of there. And the command here is now on the way to neutralize the point situation. And you see my infantry is slowly advancing. It's only grenadiers, so nothing fancy. Once they meet more or less any of his infantry, they will melt. But for the moment they're advancing and the martyrs are still alive, so we're doing good damage. Here in the city I'm also pushing him back, because 2 Jägers and a Pioneer Flam is quite good, and he only has 1 Spetsnaz here. But you can see that the 1 Spetsnaz is doing a lot of damage. And now I buy the Tornado Bomber to bomb his command. Let's see if it hits. It does. He doesn't micro it away, which was a very big mistake of him, honestly. Tornado again gets hit, by the way, but luckily he survives. Those are, by the way, the ones I exchanged with the Phantoms, and I have to say that I quite like them. At the moment they seem to be very good. The problem is that they are high altitude bombers, so the bombs take quite some time to actually arrive on the ground, but it's better than the Phantom ones. Here he pulls in an cooler that's very dangerous, and as I was kind of busy microing on the right hand side, I noticed it a bit too late that he gets 2 hits on my Leopard before I managed, or Leopard 2A3, before I managed to smoke it off. And obviously I smoked off my command first, because this was more important to me at the moment. And I actually get it with the Gepard, the Roland 3 and Fliegerfaust. So managed to get through there. Now here, yeah, you will see what I said. Once my infantry get in contact with his infantry, they will most likely lose. But I still gained quite a lot of ground in the meantime. And most importantly, I bought myself time to get in some reinforcements. I'm buying in my Luxus now, because I didn't have time to deploy them early on, so to do my usual rush down somewhere and see if I can find some targets of opportunity. But now I have them, and I will use them on this right flank, and I will also try to push them through the middle, at least that's the plan. Here he brings in some more Desantniki with the called dish, whatever this is supposed to mean, with the ones that come in helicopters. I think I get one of them. The other ones managed to deploy, and he brings him in the Mi-8s with the rockets. Those are the ones with the 20% ECM. So they are quite good. The problem is that they're extremely expensive. That's why I really don't like them. I tried to catch out his Iglas with my Apache. Unfortunately, they proceed to hit every shot. Almost every shot? Yeah, now they hit it and my Apache dies. So that was quite sad. Here in this zone, yeah, you see that all my infantry has died. He's bought some Nonnas, so the 120mm mechanized mortar, and he's trying to get my CV, but the 120mm mortars don't do that much damage against a tank. But the laser guided bomber will do a lot of damage against my command, so I'm instantly pulling it back. But unfortunately, it's called laser guided bomb for a reason. It hits my tank. Afterwards, I get the bomber at least, but it was a bit too late. And my command still died, and I haven't had the time and the points to buy in an alternative. I'm still keeping my command back here, because there still might be some, you know, funny helicopter flanks of him going around here or here. And I really want to keep grasp on this point to be able to get in some quick reinforcements. So I will shortly buy a new command for this zone. But the situation here is still okay. Like, I mean, he doesn't have that much here, at least of what I can see. So the situation is manageable. And on this side I have the control of the zone again. I'm pushing him back somewhat. I have reinforced my troops that were pushed out of the forest, and now I'm pushing them back into the forest again. Unfortunately, my infantry in the city got very low. I managed to retreat them, but they're so low that it will take a lot of supplies actually to reinforce them again. The Leopard 1 here actually takes quite a wild route. That was a bit of a mismicro by me, honestly. Here I get a... Oh, sadly I missed that. I get quite a good MW1 strike off, where I think I get 2 Spetsnaz. Sad that I missed that. Because I was busy looking at the right side. But yeah, I got 2 Spetsnaz here, so again, very good kill. Command, yeah, command is coming in now. This time I opt for a infantry command. My idea was that I could get control of the city here fairly soon, and so then I can put my infantry command in a building or in the bushes here, in the forest here. And then I don't have to have a tank sitting in the open, because he still has 1 laser-guided bomber, and he could also get in another Akula. And as you saw the last time, like, I can shoot them down, but especially for a laser-guided bomber, chances are high that he could get his bombs off before, or even on target before I can shoot it down. So infantry command seemed better. Sadly enough, I did make the decision before I saw that he had like 3 Spetsnaz. But one of them is at least killed off. I'm pulling up the Leopard to get some fire support into the city. I'm also getting 2 new M48s, because the Spetsnaz are very good, but if you take a look, they have no anti-tank weapon. And he has 2 of them at the moment as well. Yeah, right, no, I lied to you. The first MW1 that we missed was for the Razvedka in the church. So now we can take a look at my MW1, killing off 2 Spetsnaz here. Beautiful sight. Good strike. Yeah, because I used the first one to get off the Razvedka that's in the church. The churches in general are very good for recon and also manpads, because they, as you can see, they provide a lot of vision. The obvious downside is that it's a fairly obvious thing. Do you have a recon in? Here he gets a normal bomber in, but I saw him and I microed my leader out of the zone. So he didn't do any damage, not cohesion damage, but that doesn't really matter that much with the command. He gets in a T-64. I spot his Nonas here, and I have my M110s ready to counter battery his artillery. Good thing is he doesn't get any really good artillery, so the advantage here is definitely on me. So I start the counter battery. I'm still getting new supplies in. I kind of just forgot that I had this truck here for my Apache, and I don't have the Apache anymore, so I might as well pull it up. On the left, his T-64 pushed forward and unfortunately got my Roland 3, and catches out my M48, so the timing here was really bad for me and well done by him. But I still have my Leopard 2 here, so I will push that one up, and I'm pretty sure that the T-64 is just straight up worse than everything. Yeah, I mean, it has an 80 GM, but at that range it doesn't really matter. So I get him quite low, but he smokes off and retreats his tank. His Metis team is firing at me, but the Metis team really doesn't do that much damage against the Leopard 2A3. He gets another command, but again, I just see it. And he was also kind of lucky that I had the Pioneer here next to the road and the Jäger on the wrong side of the forest, which was honestly a micro mistake by me, because if I had them the other way around, my Jäger could have just gotten his command on the way to the zone. But doesn't really matter, because I get in another bomber, he doesn't micro his command at all, and I just snipe it out. So that will put me at a +2 lead again. I also spot his helicopter there, the supply helicopter that has like 6,000 supply. And I think to myself, you know what, that seems like a good target to hit. And I put my artillery on the job, and they get it. Infantry in the city is basically healed up now. And here, while I didn't manage to get a foothold in the city itself, my infantry is basically just sitting here in the open, and he can't really touch it because I have the Leopard 2 here. I have a Ball 105 sitting in the back as well. Don't think I forgot about those ones, you know. Still have them in my deck and still really very happy to use them. Yeah, here we can see you have like 2 Metis squads and they just do nothing against the Leopard. I'm just waiting for reinforcements to arrive. I, by the way, completely forgot about the 2 Luxes here. Well, happens to the best of us. And here I just start my counter-offensive now to regain the city. I mean, he doesn't have a command in at the moment, but obviously I still want to have control of the city. I also brought in another Leopard 2A3 here for the flank. Get one of the bombers, the first one that was repaired again, to bomb his tank. He even moves it out of the way, but unfortunately he kind of mistimed it and the bombs still land on target. He starts artillerying me again with the one Nona he has left. But it's really looking kind of bad for him. Because quite a lot of reinforcements arriving here. My Leopard 2 is still alive. New AA coming up, M48, supplies. Here I now have basically full control of the city. And he surrenders. So, gotta say this victory felt fairly good. Especially because after the game I realized that he's quite a few ranks ahead of me. So that's always nice. And also that the fact that he started early without even asking me, and I didn't have my deployment finished, and I still won against him even though he's an airborne deck. Just felt very good. Let's look at the kills and losses. So here we can see the two MW1s killing off 4 Spetsnaz. Like, that's a whole card of Spetsnaz. And he only gets 2 of them. 2 cards, I mean. So that's very, very good. Here the Fuchs Milan getting a Skrzhet. That's also good. And otherwise, I think the Apache in this game did alright in holding him back. Didn't get that many kills actually, but it did get him at a fairly crucial moment. The Leopard 2A3 obviously, or Leopards in general, didn't have a lot of like heavy tanks that they could kill off to get their points back. But as you saw on the left, it's just support over long distance, which is a super nice tool to have with 5th Panzer that you can use those heavy tanks for. Leopard 1 here didn't do that much, honestly. The Jäger here, though, did quite a lot of damage. This is the Tornado that sniped one of the commands. Here the Roland getting the laser guided bomber and the Akula very well. Gepard also getting 1 infantry squad. Here the Befehls Leopard 1A5 somehow a friendly fire killed the Panzer Grenadier. I would assume that it was in the same building as an enemy squad. So that's kind of a bummer, but well, what can you do about it? It's a little bit of blue and blue. And yeah, there you can see the counter battery hitting killing 2 of his Nonas and the Mi-26 Cruiserboy. So very, very nice kill, getting that out of the way. And the other Tornado killing the other command. And that was basically it. Like if you look at his side, yeah, this Mi-8 MT really did a lot of damage in the city because unfortunately my AA wasn't able to shoot it down quick enough. I still also think that it's just pretty big bullshit that helicopters have 20% ECM with the current AA interaction, but well, it is what it is for the moment. Gotta deal with what we have at hand. The Akula did okay, I think, point-wise, but ultimately he should have just targeted my command tank and sniped it off. He didn't know that I wasn't looking at it, but I wasn't looking at it, so he could have easily gotten it. Yeah, but then eventually he got it with the laser guided bomber, but it got killed instantly. So that's a fairly bad trade. Here the T-64B getting the Roland was also a bad mismicro by me, but eventually I did get it anyway. So yeah, pretty good win. Kind of felt like my enemy didn't really play his divisions to its strengths that well. So if you play the airborne division, you really need to get the advantage early on, and he didn't do it. So happy with the win, and yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any feedback, as always, leave it in the comments, and see you next time. Bye bye.